Why is it obligatory on a Muslim to participate in the Hajj, and what about somebody who is unable to afford it? First thing, the Hajj is something that Allah ordained in the Quran. Like we in our religious tradition, we always go back to the evidences. When Allah ordained something, or the Prophet, peace be upon him, shows it to us, then this is something that we follow. Allah ordained in the Quran. The Prophet, peace be upon him, showed us how to perform the Hajj, and he ordained it upon us. He said Islam is built on 5 pillars, and one of them being the Hajj. So that is why. But there is a wisdom to it that I want to share, right? Which is, in Hajj, we go to where Abraham went, where Ishmael was. We see that common ancestry of humanity, right? As Christians, as Jews, as Muslims, we all believe in Abraham. We all believe in Ishmael. We believe in Isaac. We as Muslims also believe in Jesus. I mean, even if some of the Jewish faiths do not. And we believe that these were all prophets sent by the same God. So when we go to those locations and we see where Abraham stood, and we see the house that he built for the worship of the one Creator, it connects us with those earlier prophets. Right? We are not just believers in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We believe in all the prophets. The Quran tells us that you cannot differentiate between them. Meaning you cannot say, I believe in Muhammad but I don't believe in Moses. No. If any Muslim does not believe in Jesus, does not believe in Moses, does not believe in Abraham, does not believe in Adam, does not believe in Noah, he cannot be a Muslim. That is a part of our faith. So in Hajj, we see that connectivity. Secondly, in Hajj, when we go here, you see some of the brothers, like Abu Abdullah, you see, he's stylish. He dresses well, right? Some of the brothers, not going to point anybody out, I'm just kidding, right? They may not dress as well, right? Some of you are dressed in very, very nice, well, I mean, I can tell, expensive clothing. When we go for the Hajj, we don't have that distinction anymore. We wear, as men, 2 pieces of unstitched cloth. So now you cannot differentiate between somebody from Mexico and somebody from Pakistan, somebody from Finland, from somebody from New York. I mean, you look at people and you just see that we're all humans. In the end, we're all the creation of one Creator, and it bonds you. We don't have that this is a king, so he doesn't have to wear the ihram. He can go in a robe with gold, and this is a poor person, so he's gonna wear. No! Even if you're a king, even if you're a president, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat or Green Party or Libertarian or whatever you may be, if you're a Muslim and you go for the Hajj, you wear the same thing. You go to the same places. It's not like I can do my tawaf somewhere else. No. So it also unites humanity away from the distinctions that we have. Today, we judge people, as this is part of psychology. Whether we are able to overcome our biases or not, we judge people. We look at somebody and how they're dressed and how they speak and think, and we judge people. There we get to realize that in the end we're all the same. When I was in Hajj in 2000, the first time I went, I met a Muslim from Djibouti. And I love geography. I used to win geography bees and things, but I honestly was thinking, man, I don't think I've ever thought about where that is. And I met, which is a part of this in Eastern Africa. And I met a Muslim from Finland. And I really didn't realize there were Muslims in Finland, you know. And those two, one from a remote area in Eastern Africa, and one from Northern Europe, who had never met, who didn't know each other, who couldn't speak the same languages, they were sitting together, wearing the same thing, going to the same rituals, the rituals that were known from Abraham and Ishmael and Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon all the prophets. So you see that unity that it brings. So that is some of the wisdoms and benefits from it. The second part of your excellent question, what if somebody is unable to go? They can't afford it, and especially nowadays, it's not cheap. Allah never puts a burden upon anybody more than they can bear. That's in the Quran. Right? Allah never ordains on somebody more than they can bear. So if you are unable to go financially or physically, or due to other constraints, maybe you have an elderly parent that cannot be left, you're the sole caregiver, or whatever that reason may be, you are not obligated to go anymore. And you're not sinful. If you are able to afford it, and you're physically capable, and you have no other legitimate reason that you cannot travel, there's not war or something like this, then yes, as Muslims we must go. to see that unity, to remember those prophets, to fulfill this obligation. But if somebody's underage, maybe they're 12, 13, they cannot go by themselves, they don't have the ability, they don't have to go. If you cannot financially support it, you don't have to go. Maybe you don't feel that there is safety, maybe you're in a war-torn country, you don't have to go. When a woman doesn't have mahram, doesn't have to go. Only when you have those abilities, then they become obligatory. And if you don't, you're not sinful. Because Allah never burdens a person more than they can